Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you know, I'm Stephanie. Today I'm gonna be doing all the books on my physical TBR. Like, I have 125 books. Now, if you know, you know, I have not had that low of amount of books in a long time. I've always bought physical books. Like, I read my books physical. There's maybe like just 1 or 3 books that I've read on Kindle, but other than that, it's always been physical. So for the longest time, I just been going down the books. Now, if you're new to my channel, you might not know this, but all these books on this bookshelf right here are turned because these are officially all the books I have read. And then I decided last minute to put all the books, because this was all mixed. Like, I had this. I do have a bookshelf tour on my channel of how I used to have my books. But this used to be like Forbidden, Mafia, Dark up there. This used to be, I think, just kind of mixed, like fantasy. We had regular romances. But then I decided to put all my actual physical TBR on this shelf so I could see it, finish it, and then move it to the shelf. We're gonna go through all the books. If you're here from TikTok, obviously, hi. Subscribe to my channel and let's get into it. Currently, I'm reading this book. So this is Tease by Melanie Harlow. Stunning cover. Why is the title Tease? I took this to read yesterday to a family gathering, and I was literally like, why? Up here, you can't see it, but we're gonna move up in a second. I have all dark romance. So we're talking mafia, we're talking psychopath, we're talking extremely dark, we're talking all that darkness. Then this whole shelf is all sports. So we start from football down here to baseball to hockey. Now, if you see some of these pulled out, is because these are the standalones within all the books I have yet to read. And I'm making a priority in the month, or I guess at the end of the month of June, to read my single standalones before I go on into series, because most of these are series. This next one is kind of miscellaneous. It has a bunch of, like, not a bunch, a small amount of small town, and we're talking like 3 books. I don't know, they're like random. There's like lawyer romances. It's like really like specific romances. It doesn't fit in with like specific genres, if that makes sense. Here, as you can see, this is fantasy. Here is my left of forbidden romances. These are the last forbidden books I have yet to read. I'll show you my physical TBR that I have yet to read. Now, this is kind of like an honorable mention, which I won't be able to show you because it's wrapped. Now, if you guys saw these 2 videos, I think it's just 1 so far, but I do plan on doing another one. I wrapped up all my rom-coms during Christmas to put under my tree, but also because, if you know me, I love just forbidden and dark romance, and obviously other romances, but for the most part I gravitate to those 2 genres, like those tropes. Like, just, I love it. Now, my mistake when I first started buying books is that I didn't know what type of romance reader I was going to be, so I bought a bunch of rom-coms. I thrifted them, I found them, whatever. Then I tried reading them and I just could not get through them because I wanted to read either a dark romance, something with like substance to it. Now, what I ended up doing, I ended up wrapping them all and doing blindly picking my TBR. So a lot of the rom-coms are still wrapped, and I plan on keeping them that way because when I unwrap them, it's just like, in a way, I do force myself to read them. If you want to see what rom-coms I have in my TBR, you can go on my Goodreads, and obviously they're in my TBR. And we're gonna ignore this top shelf because these 2 have like my ultimate favorite books of all time. This section is officially where the books start of my physical TBR. So we're gonna start over here. We have Sweet Captivity by Julia Skies, Ruthless Creatures, Carnal Urges, and Brutal Vows, and Savage Hearts by J.T. Geisinger. Now, this is a whole series. I think this is called like Monsters and Beauty or something like that. Then we have these 4 are actually bound up books. So we have 4 books in here. I think it's 3 books, and then 4 books in this one. So we have All He'll Ever Be by Willow Winters, Corrupt Gods by Cora Kenburn, and Catherine Wilcher, which I just found out Catherine Wilcher passed away. So that's very unfortunate, but you know, she left her legacy. And then we have Carrera Cartel and Beauty and Lies. Now up here we have Taming Seraphine by Gigi Sticks. And then we have by Trisha Wolf, some of them. We have Meryl with Visions of Red, which this one is also bound up. And there is 3 books in here. We have Lovely Violent Things. And then we have Skin of a Sinner by Avina St. Graves. And then we have Under the Scars by Ariel and Anderson. Now we move on into the next section. We have Caution Tape by Molly Doyle and JD Midnight. Reckless Hearts, Stolen Hearts, Twisted Hearts, Sinful Hearts by Jagger Cole. And then we have, these are also like on the darker side. We have Shattered Reflections by S.K. Prince. Then we have Unhinged Callie by Brooklyn Cross. This is Michelle Hurd. This is her last series I have yet to read. We have Destroy Me, Control Me, Brutalize Me, Restrain Me, and Possess Me. And we move down here. This is All My Sports. We have football. So we have The Third Best Thing by Maya Hughes. The Fourth Time's a Charm by Maya Hughes. Then we have this series by Monica Murphy. I think it's called the Callan Hat series, but it's Falling for Her, Addicted to Him, Meant to Be, Making Her Mine. Jay Sterling, which it's first this series. I think this is like the parent series, and then this is the kids. So we have The Perfect Game, The Game Changer, The Sweetest Game, The Ninth Inning, Safe at First, and Behind the Plate. Then we have Samantha Christie. This is also like a trilogy, separate people, but in the same world, baseball. We have Stealing Sawyer, Benching Brady, and Catching Caden. Then we have these two, which I don't know what the series is called, but it's hockey. This is where hockey starts. We have Wild Ever After, Wildcat by Callie Mel, Goalie Who Stole Christmas, Splinted Eyes, The Face Off, and Playing Offside. Now we have this by Becca Mack, which is Consider Me and Play With Me, and by Avery Keelan we have Offside. The book missing here is the one that I'm currently reading. We have Love Chloe by Alessandra Torre. We have Taste. You guys, let me know if you read this. This was a pregnancy trope romance. I absolutely hate those books. Tell me why he apparently proposes to her, obviously after getting her knocked up. By the way, this is Enemies to Lovers. And then after the proposal, he smashes a cake on her face. You guys know what this is giving? This is literally giving all those TikToks when they get married and they do that, and everyone in the comments is talking about how that's a huge red flag. I don't want to read it. We have this series once again. This is a lawyer series. We have Hot Acid, Hard Sell, and Huge Deal by Lauren Lane. This is kind of Gossip Girl. Really, the only reason I bought it because someone said it's like Gossip Girl. I read book 1, which I did like. So we have Caleb, Heartstruck at Dawn, and Awestruck at Dusk by Alejandra Andrade, which she's Mexican, and you know, we gotta represent. So we have this by Claire Contreras, also Mexican. We have Elastic Hearts, Kaleidoscope Hearts, and Paper Hearts. I wish I had the new covers because I thrifted these and it's like I don't like covers. Then we have this by Pam Godwin. I'm so excited to read this because this one, her husband dies and then she meets a new guy, but then her husband is found alive. I don't know, something like that. We have 1 is a promise, 3 is a war, and 2 is a lie. So these are switched by accident. Then these, as you can see, they're kind of pushed out so I could grab them. We have Restore Me by J.L. Seegers. We have Rio by Kennedy Ryan. We have Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McIntyre. I'm trying to read this so I can watch the movie, but I think I heard the movie sucks. We have Neon Gods by Kate Roberts. And then we have this, which this is dark, but it just didn't fit up there. So we have The Hollow Boys. I read book 1. I really enjoyed it. It's giving very much Devil's Night. So I'm excited to finish it. The Truth We Burn, The Blood We Crave, The Blood We Crave Part 2. And then The Oath We Give. And then we have Hawk Fantasy. So we do have Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin. We have Second Star to the Left by Megan Van Dyke. We have the Inheritance Game series. We have Sarah J Maas, Crescent City, book 1, book 2. Then this is All Forbidden. Have the series, I don't know what it's called, but it's Did I Mention I Love You? Did I Mention I Need You? Did I Mention I Miss You? And did I mention it? This one is very popular apparently. It was like a Wattpad and I found it and I thrifted it. We have Mr. President by Kate Evans. That's by Serena. I can't mention the last name. And then we have Heal for Me, KB Rowe. The whole reason I found this is because My Fault by Mercedes Braun, and I'm obsessed with the movie and I have yet to read the book, but people were saying like, if you love this book, you'll love this. By Lauren Blakely, we have Tease and the Tryst. And then by Bella J, we have To Hate You and To Touch You. Harley Rose, we have Misguided. And then we have Tempt by Melanie Harlow, which I kind of feel like putting up here because it belongs to the series I'm currently reading. Lastly, we have Swallow Your Pride. This is the official like physical TBR. I only said I was going to read 100 books this year because if you know, you know. I have an issue, or had an issue, with reading books like I was on crack. Like I was reading so many books. Like I would read a book a day. I would challenge myself, and it was just a me thing. Or a lot of people do this. And I would even force myself to finish books I didn't like. Now I'm so proud of myself. Like I can't applaud myself because I've been taking my reading a lot more slower, and I also think it has to do with the fact that I'm not obsessed with a lot of books I'm reading. I'm just like simply like, oh, it was okay, like it was decent. I can see people loving it, but to me it was just like a simple romance. But I've been reading really like at a normal pace, and my goal is to obviously go only to 100 because last year I think I said I was gonna do that, and I think I went up to like 180 books. So this year we're gonna read only 100 books. So I obviously have 125 because another thing, I'm not buying any more books. I really want to make it a thing where I could just finish these books, at least leave like 20 on my physical TBR, and then I could buy books. It's not really like a buying ban because whenever I would put myself on a buying ban, I would suck at it. Like I would only last like a month or two. But now it's just like I'm making it a high priority to finish these books first. So yeah, I'm not reading as much and I'm not buying books, but there are certain books that I do want to read, so I might read them on my phone. This is it for the video. I hope you guys like it. Remember to like, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos, and until next time.